What the heck even learns Simple Beam in this game at this point?
Huh. There we go. We are live. I just need to get our music going while we're...
Oh wait, no. Latios knows it. Duh. That's where I get Simple Beam from.
Makes the target's ability simple.
Indeed. Okay. There's you.
Alright. Ooh. While we're sitting here, Talented has its first DLC coming.
Ooh.
Ooh. Their very last devlog will be Friday. And then it's heads down until the game launches. The 1.1 update of Talented and the Wave of Shadows DLC.
Huh.
Which includes a new ninja playable class character. Very interesting. I just remembered.
One copy of the Chilling Water TM, teach you to Golduck.
That's weird. Why does it look like this? That's not right. There you go. Emily told me the meanest thing she possibly could have as an option for our subathon.
Oh no.
10 minutes is added to the timers every time somebody successfully jump scares me with the metal bar. That's mean.
I think it's funny.
It is funny, but it's mostly mean.
Well, I think your wife is onto something.
Well, the main purpose of the subathon is A, it's the week of my birthday, and B, we're probably going to be doing it for charity.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Alright, let's give this a try.
And
Play more max physical bulk Regirock.
I'm gonna go ahead and start up the game. There we go.
I can't shake the feeling that this is going to go poorly.
And we are on screen. Perfect. Day 13. All right. When it comes to this, the very first thing we do every day now
Just pick up your allowance.
is pick up the allowance. Then turn around, go out to the grounds, and go to the outbuilding.
Oh, so it instantly
That
shields
is
up.
1 and 2.
Oh.
This takes us to a grand total of 3 rooms. So 6 total. To start with this modifier every time. Hovel, shelter, tool shed. We have not taken the tool shed yet. That's the only one of these we haven't. Shelter is so good, though.
It is.
But
It
we
is so
have to
good.
take the tool shed since we haven't done it yet. Magnifying glass. And sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
I'm a sledgehammer.
Oh my good.
Thank you for redeeming first, Emily. We have already found one new room. The tool shed. Which has nothing in it except for those 2 items. I can't see anything else of note in here anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Is there anything else of note in here other than 2 items? Doesn't look like there's any story purpose to this. No paper anywhere on anything. And the only thing in this room that has text on it is this washboard. The wash helper. Not as far as I'm aware of. Gotcha. Alright, then that means we are back at it. We got a magnifying glass and a sledgehammer. First thing we are going to do is go off to the right side this time. Pantry, closet, parlor. Early gems is probably a great take. Since we start with 3 coins anyway. The additional 4 coins from pantry isn't going to do a ton for us. So it's time for a parlor game. And there were car keys in the parlor.
Wonder what the car keys are doing there.
Good question. Alright. It's time for the liar's game. 2 of these statements are true. The statement on the blue box is true. The gems are in a box with a true statement. Only one of these statements can be true. Which makes me think that it's the black box. Because the gems are in a box with a true statement. I am fairly certain it goes here. Correct.
I'm inclined to agree. Because the blue and white boxes were both telling the truth.
Well, they
the
can't
blue box
both
said
be.
there were two boxes with true statements.
Yes, they can't both
Which
be
means
true.
that yes, they can. Because the statement on the blue box is true, and the statement on the white box is true.
The statement
The
on
black
the black
box is lying.
was true.
No.
Question mark?
The black box was lying. The gems were not in a box with a true statement.
Unless the black box was the truthful one and these 2 were both false. Either way, it leads to the black box. Because if this statement is the only true statement, then the gems are in the box with the true statement.
How do you know it's the only true statement, though?
Because that's been the general rule. Security! Let's go! Early security! Hi, Toaster!
Toaster!
Early security is so good. But it's not great until we get power. Nursery. Dark room, furnace. Looks like we have to dead-end ourselves here. Because I really don't want to be drawing red rooms. And
Yeah, it's probably
until
not good.
I have the power, or rather the, until I have the breaker, I probably shouldn't deal with a dark room yet. But early nursery is pretty good. A free gem. Let's go. I got my gem back from entering this room. That means we have to go back to the entrance hall. And now we are going to the west side.
Great is obnoxious.
Storeroom, den, commissary. Extra keys.
Key.
Yep. 1 coin. 2 keys. 1 gem. There's a bedroom. Right off the bat. That early nursery is paying off. Because that gave us 7 extra steps. Passageway, den, reading nook. Reading nook into library is really good with the extra key.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Don't see anything else of note in here. At least not currently. There's the library. There is the den and a corridor. The question is, do we take the library here or do we go to the den?
I think take the library.
The problem is the library leads us away from the West Wing.
Why do you want the West Wing?
I have the car key. I agree with Emily here, actually. Well, the library's great. The den at least keeps me going this direction. Then we go left. Patio. Closet. West Wing Hall. I think we take the West Wing Hall here. Because we don't have any green rooms yet. Patio isn't fantastic. So let's take the West Wing Hall. Crow and row. Spare room. Chapel. Closet. Honestly, I'm thinking we take a closet here and dead end.
I think you take the spare room and try again.
Yeah, that's fair. Row of crows.
You still have one more room.
Fair. Observatory. Boudoir. Coat check. Think we take the observatory here. Get another
Either that or the
star.
coat check.
I don't know what I would want to put away for later. The magnifying glass or the sledgehammer. But I think the observatory would probably do me a little better because that's 1 gem for whatever it gives me for being up to 6. What does 6 give me again? Right. 6 would give me 2 plus 4. 2 trunks added to the entrance hall and 1 gem. I could go to the room at the end of the day, that's true. There's the twins. And Diamondus Minor. 1 gem. And 2 extra chests added to the entrance hall, which I will go to right now. It's worth the detour. Since I do have this. Bang. That is a lot of coinage.
Money.
And in this one, dice and more coins. That is a ton of money. I have 20 gold. Holy shit, I'm rich. Alright. Now, back into the West Wing Hall and forward. There's the garage. That's why we took it. That's exactly why we took the garage. Also, we don't have power in here, but the 3 keys for that is amazing. And there's a lockpick. And a compass. Holy shit. This run is stacked. Oh my god.
Looks like you just won the lottery.
So, I have all these keys and may not have to spend them all. There's the pool. We want that for certain. Because that adds the pump room.
Mm-hmm.
Draft the locker room. If able to, yeah.
Oh, banana.
Banana. Corridor, hallway, bunk room. We don't take a bunk room. Because that dead ends us here.
It's not like it would completely kill off your pathing, but...
Corridor or hallway? Or reroll, because I do have the Blessing of the High Roller.
Dice.
Alright, everybody, take your pick. Corridor, hallway, or reroll?
I take a hallway.
I kind of thought so too, but we'll see. In the hallway, forward and left. Or, that's not left,
Forward
that's
and left?
right.
Your
That's
other
not right.
left.
Kitchen, corridor, closet. Now I think we
corridor there.
reroll, actually. Yeah, let's reroll. Pantry, planetarium, chapel.
I would say that wasn't worth it.
There's
I
still
would've taken
another
the corridor.
reroll, potentially.
I would have taken the corridor and saved the reroll.
It's okay, I still have a reroll. But,
Only one.
sure. But the Blessing of the High Roller gave me an extra 5 coins for rolling the dice. I'm even more stacked. You don't seem
Should
to
have
be
dropped it
able
the
to
kitchen,
pick
actually.
this door's lock. I should have. That's okay. Courtyard.
Courtyard.
Corridor. Mailroom.
The correct answer is obviously the courtyard.
The courtyard.
Courtyard is always left unlocked.
Because it is a corridor.
This isn't a good place for the mailroom, Emily.
No,
need to
but
keep going
there
north.
is also a metal detector. What the hell is this run?
Chaos. That's the answer.
Walk-in closet, patio, sauna. Sauna is new.
I'd take the
And
sauna.
I don't have gems, so I can't take the other two anyway.
Huh. Rip. Well, then you kind of have to take the sauna.
However, there is a gem in here. If it's never a good place for the mailroom, you can never figure out what's in it. That is true. That's very true.
We just need a better place for the mailroom.
Huh. Why is there an arrow here?
Get ready for lots. Get ready for a circle next run.
This is the good run. Get ready for lots of dead ends next run. There's infinite days. It will be fine. But what the heck? Why is there... Huh. Why is that there?
Good question.
I'm very confused. Because that's gonna bother me. Never seen anyone point out that puzzle. That means it is a puzzle and I am correct.
Gosh dang it, Emily.
But I have no clue what the deal is with that. Why is there a set of arrows there? Everything in a game is a puzzle. It's a puzzle game. That's true.
My puzzler is sore.
Have no idea what significance it holds. It might just be arrows for the sake of being arrows. Or how to answer it. Office. Closet. We hit a dead end here, unless I re-roll into something else, or take the chapel.
Yeah, you re-roll. I think you re-roll here because you don't have a room it's north and east.
Locker room. That's what Emily wanted me to draw. We'll take it.
That's a
See
decent
what's in
spot
here.
to put it. More keys.
There's a broken lever. Well, there are lockers, so I can use keys to open the lockers. There's a pair of running shoes in that one. There was nothing in there, so I wasted a little bit.
Ooh. Not the empty locker.
There are a lot of lockers in here. But I don't want to waste all my keys, so...
You should waste all your keys anyway. 'Cause
Stag.
you never know what's going to be inside.
Stag. Stage. This scattered keys throughout the house. So, I have the metal detector. I could go back through rooms and use that to find where the keys are.
You would expend a lot of steps doing it.
Sure.
And is that worth it?
Hey, look, an apple. There's some steps back. There's a note in here. Where is the room? The rumored room 46. Connection. Theorized. Possible locations. North of the antechamber. Below the foundation. Full house of 45 rooms and back room. Secret door in tomb. Leaning towards this. Doesn't exist. Red herring. Grotto circled. Well, we do have the foundation here. Pump room. Oh my god. This is the perfect run. Holy shit. What we need to do is empty the reservoir. Chapel Holney, you forgot to try your lockpick kit. I did try it. I did use the lockpick kit for this. Alright, which one is the reservoir? That's 2. Pipe 2. 2 goes to pump 2. There's the pump 2 switch. The first thing we need to do is empty out something. You don't need to empty the reservoir, you need to put it at the right height. How would I know what that right height is?
Oh gosh, Emily, that's so helpful.
It's currently impossible to empty. That means it's not impossible to empty it? Alright, I want to empty tank 2 into the aquarium. Is that the right direction or is that this way? No, because that's not the correct pump. I want to use this one. But which direction does it go? Don't want to watch me try to completely empty it and waste 20 minutes. Is that... No. Is it this one? I am so lost on how to use this thing.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I'm trying to empty stuff into the aquarium again. Or, yes. Yes. The aquarium is 3 on here. That feeds into pump 1, that's why. That empties that out of pump 1. The problem is I need to take the contents out of out of tank 2. And tank 2 is utilized only for pumps 2 and 3. The reservoir is currently too low, if that helps, if you want to use the boat. Oh! That makes that way easier. The real question is... what's going on? Right, I want it to go the other way. I want to empty this into the reservoir. But that's the wrong pump. Again, I need to use this one. There we go. The question is, where do I want to put... how much do I want to fill it to? Do I want it all the way full? Or do I only want it partially full? Would go this way. Question mark. You are right next to the foundation if you wanted to check. But checking kind of sucks, because it wastes steps.
Oh, well.
What I want to do is empty from the fountain, also, just in case. That's one, which is also handled by pump 2. That makes sense. What you do in the pump room stays between days. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and fill the reservoir all the way. And see if that did the trick.
I would hope it does. Because having to time it otherwise would be awful.
That is a fan and a flan. Already been through here. Since we have the running shoes, it saves us some steps here and there. Right. The secret passageway. This way. That's the reservoir. But the boat is on the other side. That is the correct height.
That sounds like a personal problem.
That is the correct height. We're just on the wrong side.
Wonder how you'll get the boat to the right side.
That's a good question. I'm also still unsure about this. How I'm supposed to solve this puzzle. The dock is underwater. That's true. I guess I was just a little overzealous.
Well, that sucks.
I passed by the door again. At least it's not very far. It's 2 rooms to get back to the pump room. 1 if we're lucky, and a 0 if we're very lucky. Alright, so the reservoir I want to take and fill 1. Let's see if that was it. Because I really hope I don't have to have it lowered exactly 2.
This is already annoying enough.
Exactly. I will also give you a hint. You do have the capability to reach the other side of that lake thing. I can't spell. Well, there's the dock. The dock is here. We have it at the right height. I have no idea how I would do this. I could reach it today. The problem is I am unsure of exactly how I would utilize this thing to get me there.
Yeah, it doesn't do us any good.
Right. Because it's not like I can do anything unless I'm standing next to one of these. It does do us good, but...
How does telling us that we can reach it do us any good?
So... basically, my only options regarding where I can go with this are that I can go there, and I can go there. You promise, and that's all you can do, is promise. I know we have to utilize that one at some point, but I'm not sure how. Because it's a multi-level cog. Wait. Huh. It's a puzzle game. Telling you you have the components to solve the puzzle is much better than not knowing if you do. It determines whether or not you should try solving it.
Doesn't help if you have no clue what the heck you're doing.
My only
Just because you have the
options-
components doesn't mean you have the knowledge or ability to solve a puzzle.
The only options I had were to go there and go here. And all here gives me is the map. How
What's
am I
on the other
supposed to
side of
cross?
the reservoir?
I don't know yet.
The map would tell
The
you?
map does tell me. On the other side of the reservoir is Area 4, the minecart entrance. No, that's the side I'm already on. On this side leads to 5, the fountain entrance. 9 is where I would like to go, to the north lever.
Not especially. Brain hurty.
Where I'd like to go is this way. This is the direction to the north lever. And according to Emily, we have all the tools that we would need to reach the other side of the reservoir. The only problem is that there are only 3 positions that this does me any good. And the lower level, it's not like it rotates at a different speed. I don't think, anyway.
No?
It doesn't appear to. You have the capability to get over there today. Doesn't mean you have everything with you right now.
See, that's a different thing entirely.
Yeah, that's very different. That is a very, very different statement. The only thing I can assume is that we need power. All I said is you can get over there today. The pieces are there, not anything RNG dependent. Yeah, that's very different to what you said initially. And I can't go this way because that's a keycard door. This one, on the other hand, is a regular key door. The attic, passageway, and closet. That's a dead end. Because I can't re-roll. Which means I only have access to, at most, 4 other rooms. There are some RNG components that are still dependent. Coin purse. Each time you collect $3 or 3 gold, earn an additional gold in interest. That would have been incredible had we had a shop that I actually took.
A shame all that money is simply going to disappear at the end of the day.
Yeah, big money today. I don't have the shovel.
What shovel?
No, but there may be a key in here. Yep, there's a key. There's a key. Utility closet. Commissary. Ah, that's a question. Both of these are really good currently.
You take the utility closet here. So either way, it's a dead end.
Emily says commissary.
I think you save your gem for a room that might need it more.
Don't need the closet right now.
Except for the breaker box room. Except for the key doors. The card key doors. Since we don't have a card key.
You can buy gems sometimes in the commissary.
But that would be what? 1 gem?
That's true. We have security.
How is that better than disabling all of the keycard doors?
I agree with Celeste here. Keycard entry system off.
And dark
No,
room.
you can buy up to 3, is what Emily says. Garage on. Not like it matters. Actually, there's one more thing I should do. I should turn off the light in the gymnasium. And now we go all the way back to security. That was the wrong way. No, that's the right way. We're good. Security's this way. There's a key in here somewhere. There it is. Keycard system. We want the system settings to change the offline mode to unlocked. Change the security level to high. And back. View inventory. That is very smart. Give me a moment. There is still 2 keys and a trunk that I missed. I have no clue where the trunk is that I missed. It might be in the garage. I can also go back to the locker room and open more of those doors. There's only one way I can go here. Secret passage. Dark room.
Secret
Gymnasium.
tunnel.
There's the dark room. Which immediately
It's an
goes
okay place
out.
to put it.
Only problem is I'd have to venture all the way back to the utility closet.
I don't know
turn
why
the
you
power
didn't
back
toggle the
on.
power and I don't know why you didn't toggle the... Oh, wait.
That's not how that works. The breaker trips the first time you walk in. Yeah, it's not a dead end. There's a door here. There's still 2 more doors.
What dead end?
Well, we'll take the middle one, whatever that is. That's a dead end. We got the planetarium.
Oof.
Which did have the full list of the star schedule. I would not have... I mean, yes, I would have been, but I only have 1 door I can use now to go anywhere. At this point, there's only 1 door that I could utilize. I also need to keep an eye out for another box somewhere. Oh, it's here in the den. Another gem and a silver key. Leads to a hallway. A room with many doors. Wow. It could be any of the doors with the rooms with many doors. Of which I only know of 2 currently. I did not mean to shift tab. Alright, while we're here, I have 4 keys. And the silver key.
I don't think that's gonna do anything.
More coins and a gem. An orange. And this is my last regular key. And another orange. Pump room. because I can now open this door. The weight room, the secret passage, and the archives. At this point, I don't think it matters between archives and weight room.
Because you take the archive so you have it.
Yeah. Well, I've been to the archives. I've been to both of these. I take the archives because I don't want to lose half of my footsteps.
And also, if you find a shovel, there's a hidden spot in there somewhere. Actually, wait. No, that's in the aquarium. You need to find the aquarium. Or not the aquarium, the laundry room. Find the hidden key in the laundry room, which opens the file cabinet in the archives.
Archived floor plan foyer. I have no clue which room this will lead to. This is a dead end we don't want. And this one has an unlocked door at the end, but it's 2 gems. If you get that and Great Hall, all of them would be unlocked. I also haven't been to the foyer yet. All hallways are now unlocked. A lot of busts in this room. I feel like there's a puzzle in this room somehow.
I don't like this room.
Commissary, drawing room, archived floor plan.
I think you take the drawing room.
Yeah, we take the drawing room. Any hallways you will or have drafted now will be unlocked, including the Great Hall with all 7 locked doors. Interesting. Drawing room. The boiler room, and the showroom. I don't have the gems.
Shame you don't have any gems.
But I'm pretty sure the boiler room is necessary for what I need. Sad. I didn't choose that.
Too bad.
That's weird. Locksmith, which I don't have the gems for, chapel, and the archived floor plan. I have not had this room yet. This is new. Her ladyship's chamber.
Master bedroom?
Magic!
Her ladyship's chamber. Hi, Magic.
Hi! Her ladyship's chamber. You're okay.
Must be a special key for that diary.
Yep. There's almost certainly secrets here. This is a rarer room. Does it never end?
The end is never the end is never the end is never the end is never the end.
Do me a favor, take note of the chess piece in this room while you are here.
It's gonna be the queen, isn't it?
It is in fact the queen. The white queen. There has to be some other secret in here. Rain and grain. I'm certain there's gotta be some other secret to this room. Love you too, Magic. Oh yeah, this would have been your Simon's grandmother's room. That's why it's very rare to randomly draft. It can also only be drawn in the West Wing. Lady Espen. There's my special key. Laboratory, library, or the archived floor plan. I can also redraw. Because I used the silver key here, the library turns. But there's only one room this can lead to.
This could physically only be a dead end or a turn.
Correct.
Because this is the northwest corner of the manor.
And neither of these are technically a hallway. They would all turn because you used the silver key.
Right, it can't be a dead end, it has to be a corner room.
Correct. Even a room that would normally be a dead end. Let's see. The question is, what do I want here? At the very least, if I got the hallway, or, sorry, if I got the Great Hall, all of the doors would be unlocked in the Great Hall, and one of those has a lever that opens the antechamber.
That's if you find the Great Hall there.
That's true. This at least
Didn't think so.
guarantees an uncommon thing. Yeah. Library will guarantee a less common floor plan. The lab is worthless at this point. Not to mention, I don't have the gem required for it. And I have no idea what the confidential room would be, whether it's good or not. I think library is the only safe take. Coupon book, of course!
Well.
The Fixed Stars, the Stargazer's Companion to Constellations. This book contains a complete starbase, a list of constellations, and the observed effects that accompany the appearance of each one. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible. Sometimes more than one on a single day. This book, a solid base for astronomy, will help you easily identify these constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joy of stargazing. The North Star, 1 gold. The Twins, 2 trunks added to the entrance hall. The Slice, for 3 keys. Diamondus Minor, for 1 gem. The Southern Cross, rooms with 4 doors are more common today. The Farmer's Apple. Apples are extra delicious. Clavis the Key, plus 1 key. Diamondus Major, 5 gems. Draxus the Dead. Dead-end rooms are more common. The Sale. Everything is 50% off. Florealis, Bloom of the Sky. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers today. And that's it. That's the book. It's the exact same one that appears in the observatory.
Mm-hmm.
Lesson learned. That was a waste of my time.
Womp womp.
Chef. Chief. Locked. Lockpick. Kitchen. Study.
Archive floor plan.
The problem is there's no more drafting that I can do. This is the last room. Not like it matters. I didn't have any levers, so I can't open the antechamber anyway.
Feels bad.
I have not been in the study yet, so I'm always right. We'll go in here. I don't know if it's possible with so little time left, but I need to remember to ask Anne if we can commission new artwork for all the rooms of the house. We need them produced in sets of 2, a pair for each room. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm thinking. I'm likely delusional to think this can be pulled off by Thursday. And that's the hint for what the first room's answer is.
I still don't understand what the purpose of these puzzles is.
So, I actually do know the answer. Read across, left to right, top to bottom, are 1, 2... There's 1 4-letter word, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 5-letter words. 44 letters in the message. Face and Ace starts with F. Also, these are blueprints that actually aren't blueprints, which kind of sucks.
Oof.
Yet again, another one. Unused paintings. Interesting. And there's a safe here. Also, this is where the Black Queen is. Oh, that is the king. You're right. Is there anything else in here to be noted?
Whatever the deal is with the chessboard.
Well, we know there's a black king here. But that's all we know. Still no idea about that. I don't have all of the letters either. This message is going to take quite a bit to write down.
Have fun.
Oh, okay. This one makes sense. Celeste, I want you to try this real quick. This puzzle. It took me just a moment.
What? I don't know.
Because it's important to not think about these literally all the time. An airplane and a lantern. So, light
and light
and flight.
My brain.
I'm fairly certain
like
this just tells you what the answer is to the safe.
No.
Where else would the answer be in here? Because the
That
answer
can't be the answer to the safe because no number has 5 letters with an F in the middle between 0 and 9.
Here's the thing, I'm fairly certain it doesn't have the answer. Interesting. But the answer to a safe is held in the room. Emily said that the other day.
Mm-hmm. So there's something else in here that must give you the answer that I'm too dumb to figure out. Or at least, or too blind to see, or both. Hmm.
I don't know. The hint for the safe is looking at the chessboard. The chessboard's boobs?
Oh yeah, chessboard.
Boobs. The hint for that is looking at the chessboard. That is D8. That's all I know. That does not tell me what this is. Unless it's something... Answers to the safe codes all have something in common.
That isn't... What?
Oh my god. I know what this is. No, I didn't click that. I thought that would be it anyway. I'm very close. Because the answer to the last one was Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Which is 12/25. I'm unsure, though, how I would get this, then. D as a letter rather than a number. That does not tell me anything. Unless it's... Oh my god. December. December 8th.
I hate that. I hate that. No.
This is
no,
the third
I hate
safe, though, that we've opened.
I hate that.
Be prepared for our plans to be set in motion in a month or two. It's all lining up, and all of our hard work is about to come to fruition. I've just learned that several members of the museum's guard are sympathetic to our cause. We suspect 2 more to be pure opportunists whose loyalty extends only to their coin purse. Your uncle has already agreed to let us use Mount Holly's flexible floor plan for a trial run, assuming the red print? Huh. We have secured of the museum's closed exhibit is in fact accurate and up to date. We should begin these trials without delay once you arrive. If you can, within the next 2 months, fabricate some fiction that might alleviate us of the presence of the servant staff until we meet on the shore of White Sands. Caleb. Closed exhibit. The doors in this room are security locked. All right. I have no clue what they mean by red print. Other than its tangential relation to the storybook of the Red Prince. It's part of the lore. It's political. Well, I gathered that. Alright. We are currently at 6 on the stars. So if I end the day in the planetarium, the next day I will be up to 9. Right. Wrong way. It's the same reason on all the homework pages all the children say their favorite color is red. What, is the color blue outlawed in Reddington or something?
Gee, I wonder.
Cat, get down. Cat,
No.
get down. Get down. Thank you. It's propaganda. That's the black room. No. More like they are taught from a young age to be loyal to the country. Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Gee, why does that sound familiar?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Call it a day. Good news is that I currently have the water set to the correct height. West Wing favored. Six new rooms visited. Oh. What? What was that? Hang on a sec.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. We've emptied the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the coins were, or at least part of it. That's where some of the coins went.
Those are the coins that you tossed into the fountain.
Correct. Part of the lore is very deep into the game. You will eventually find the true story of the Red Prince and how much Mary was forced to change before she published. Gotcha. Trading post. We have not done the trading post yet. Oh my god, there is dynamite.
What do you mean too dangerous to pick up? Bullshit.
A puzzle box of some kind. I have no clue how this works. Huh. You can reset the box by hitting one of the corners. That one. Huh. Interesting.
Hurts my brain just thinking about.
Your goal is to light up the corner symbols. It is possible to solve the puzzle right now. Okay. I think I get this.
I definitely get it. Just hurts my brain.
I am so confused now. Oh, I solved it. We're good. Allowance token. Your allowance has been permanently raised by 2 gold. I accidentally stumbled into the answer. Alright, what is here? No items currently to trade. Well, that sucks, but also dynamite that's a little too dangerous to pick up.
No, it's not.
I don't know what they mean by that, but okay. Alright, that means it is time to start venturing. It's just a little dangerous.
Just the usual amount of dangerous. Not dangerous enough.
Took me way too long to figure that puzzle out.
Well, now you need to find the pump room so you can just drain the fountain.
Well, the problem is that I can only drain the fountain or keep the reservoir at the right level.
What do you mean you can't do both?
Because they both draw from the same pump and same tank.
That sounds like a skill issue or something. I don't know, maybe you can pass the water through one tank to the other somehow.
Nope. That is not how that works, I'm afraid.
Is there nothing that's connected to both tanks?
No.
Sounds like a personal problem then.
There are pumps that are connected to both tanks, but not rooms that are connected to multiple. Reading Nook it is, it looks like. Oh, no, honey!
Rip.
There's the library. Which lets me requisition a new book. We have now read The Fixed Stars Swimbird, The Pump System User Manual, and The Drafting Strategy Volume 3. That means we have History of Orindia and The Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. Aww. Sorry, hon. Yeah. Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. There's the laundry room. I don't have the shovel, though. But early laboratory.
Dead ends, unfortunately.
Sure, but we have a room here that I can go to. That doesn't matter that much.
I guess.
The quest bedroom. I accidentally selected something. Again, I don't know why that keeps happening.
Well, that's too bad.
Anyway, still don't know what to do with this. Not that I can do anything with it currently.
Or at all today.
Experiment setup. Each time you unlock or bypass a security door, while drafting if you draw a drawing room floor plan, or when you draft a hallway from another hallway. Gain 1 key for every 2 hallways in your house. That's funny. Add a small chest to the entrance hall. Spread dirt on the driveway. None of these are very good.
No. Imagine.
Emily's suggesting dirt.
Imagine spreading dirt and then not getting the shovel.
Spread dirt on the driveway every time you unlock or bypass a security door.
Never finds shovel. Well, what was the point of all that dirt then?
For fun.
Exactly.
For fun. Fuck it. We ball. Dirt it is. Heating and cooling curves. I still don't know. In the Mount Holly freezer. Huh. Just, huh.
You just know that's going to be important somehow.
This machine requires additional power piped in from the boiler room.
A shame you can't do that.
At least not currently. There's the commissary, which I don't have gems. Parlor would dead-end me immediately. We take hallway. Mooses! Hi!
Mooses.
Hello,
Hi,
Raiders.
Mooses. Hi, Dylan.
Hi. Looks like we're taking a spare room because I don't have any gems. Hey.
Friends, they're melting my brain.
Bedroom, West Wing Hall. Plane. Plan. Locksmith. Parlor. Quest bedroom. There's the quest bedroom. Do we do that or the parlor so I actually have gems?
Quest bedroom.
Extra footsteps.
And also because dead end.
And a gem. So, this is dessert and desert.
You should be writing these down, actually.
Yes, here's the thing. I actually know what the bottom word, the last word in this puzzle is. S-A-F-E-S. Safes. That's the only one I know of. This word starts with an E. How was Wind Waker?
I was wondering which Legend of Zelda you were playing.
Corridor. Closet. Bedroom. Think we take corridor here and start working our way up. If you write them down, you will know more. Yeah, that would be lovely. I can't currently do that unless I quit out of the game, because I can't access that file.
You mean you don't have it open already?
I can try.
Nova.
There we go. Got it. I got too hot by my computer and I rage quit the stupid jumping rope thing. Oh. Painting word puzzle. Safes is the last word. This word starts with E.
I hope you're not writing it down like that.
I am, because there's no easier way for me to do that in a note.
Aside from, like, putting individual lines for each letter and filling them in as you find them.
I could try.
I had to have an easy light in here somewhere, right?
MS Paint is what Emily says. Nah,
No,
I
that's
think
too much
this
effort.
is easier.
MS Paint is too much effort.
How many rows of 5 is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
9.
Nope, it's 8 rows of 5 and 1 row of 4.
Fair enough.
Antechamber doesn't have anything in it.
Alright, where's my... Oh, there it is.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. I haven't refused them. I just don't want to get them myself. Alright, I'm gonna actually go back this way and get the rest of these. Wait, I can't get this one in this room. The spare room doesn't actually have the painting that's normally in this room on it.
Oof.
This one, on the other hand, is a bride and a bridge. So that's G.
And the room to the left of the antechamber is an F.
Yes, we do know that.
Make sure you have that written down. Ah yes, Emily, you have those at your deck.
Bath and bat. That makes this one H. Okay, the second to last word is 8. I can't think of any other word that is E blank GH blank.
No one was saying it wasn't.
I'm just saying that. I can't think of anything else that it could be. It's almost certainly got to be 8. That means that the last 2 words are 8 safes.
This doesn't have.
Row and crow. That word starts with C. There's the garage. But that would be an immediate dead end. We take the parlor. It's time for a parlor game.
Time for more brain-bending bullshit.
It is not really brain-bending. These ones are easy. All three statements are false. That means this one is false. Two statements are false. The gems are in a box with a false statement. It can't be in the white box. Because this statement has to be true. Because this one cannot be true, all three statements cannot be false. The gems are in a box with a false statement. I think that means...
Which means the white box is telling the truth, the black box is telling the truth, the gems are in the blue box.
Yeah, that's almost exactly what I was going to say.
There are
Never
two
mind.
boxes that are telling...
They was in the black box. Rip.
Oof. What was that about easy?
They tend to be easy. Salt shaker. Shovel! There's our shovel. Now we just need to actually be able to unlock or bypass keycard doors. Sadly, this game is unplayable as of yet. Den. Security. That would dead end me immediately. And that makes me sad. And I don't want the dark room. So we take the den, take a free gem.
The gems were in the white box. The black box was lying, the gems were in the white box.
Tie and tier.
The gems were in a box with a true statement, and the only box with a true statement was the white box.
CR. Back in the commissary. Can't tell what those are. I shouldn't have gone to this room without checking that one first, but
Oof. Good job.
I can waste this step. That is cot and coat. I also didn't take the one from the parlor, so let me do that too. Forgot about that. Car and card. Is this just Cluedo? No.
No, it just makes my head hurt.
Looks like I have to take a chapel here, or else I just immediately dead end.
Feels bad. Goodbye, money.
That's okay. Huh.
Well, obviously, once you get down to 0 money, it just starts stealing from your allowance.
Why do I feel like this is important? The stained glass in here?
It probably is. Everything is important in this game, and it makes my brain hurt trying to think about it.
They aren't listed in order. It doesn't steal from your allowance. Interesting. Because that one is 1, and 2 is over here. This one is 3. This one is 4. 5 is in the back left-hand corner. 6 is up here, and 7 is on the wall behind us. You should write them down if you think they are important. I have no idea how I would even begin to write this down.
Brain, no likey.
Or take screenshots. I guess I can take 7 screenshots, or at least take, I don't know. Think it would be 5. Or I might be able to get away with 4. There we go. I got away with only 4 screenshots. The hats. I mean, there's probably more to it than just the hats.
I don't want to think about it.
Bedroom. Also, the chapel does not allow me to gain a word from the word puzzle. However, this one does. After the commissary, this is the 4th word. That is a stage, and where's the other one? There it is. Of some kind, and that's a flower of some kind. I honestly have no idea. What the hell is this supposed to be? My first thought was plant and play, but that's 2 letters off.
Oh, I see it. I hate it, but I see it.
What? I still don't see it.
Stage and sage.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's the spice, sage.
Mm-hmm.
Means this one is DAS. Dining room. Passageway, which I don't have enough gems for. Looks like it's the dining room. Trying to go for a full house today. Or at least as much as I can. On this one, this is Fire and Fur. D-A-S-E. I think we're missing something here. Because I can't think of any words that are 5 letters and spelled D-A-S-E.
Well, try going one more room to the east and see what there is.
Boudoir? We need to take the east hall wing here. Sand and. Daces.
The letter in the parlor is probably wrong.
Yeah. No, it absolutely takes some of your money from your allowance.
It doesn't take from your it doesn't take from your actual allowance, just from the money you start with on your allowance. That's different.
Car and card. The parlor is not wrong. I think Stage and Sage is a great guess. I just don't know if it's right.
Wait, you wrote down the wrong letter!
Oh. Dates.
No wonder it's not working.
Daces.
You goober. That one's entirely on you, I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, I wasn't arguing. I wasn't saying that it was on you or anything. That wasn't in the question. Veranda. Greater chance of finding items in green rooms. But if I want to go for a full house, we take the boudoir here.
Mm-hmm.
There's money. The safe code is 1224. Or, sorry, it's 1225. It's Christmas Day and not Christmas Eve. Gives me 1 gem. And a letter I've already read. And this one can be a dead end. But security is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We take security here. And go ahead and preemptively change some of those settings. First, I'm not missing any items from the estate inventory. And just hope that I'm able to get... that's fair. I should probably put it on low for now, but it is way out of my way to come here to fix it.
Last thing you want is to set it to high and get locked out by keycard doors because you don't have a keycard.
Sure. But I'm also going to have to waste about 15 steps coming back here.
Well, you'll deal with that when you get there.
Oh, right. Before I go. Lock and clock.
See.
The boudoir, I did not look at it, but I had to go back through anyway. This one is... What the hell am I looking at? The peas? Question mark?
Keys and peaks.
Peaks. Gotcha. Alright. That means that the third word from the end is crack. Dates crack 8 safes. Door's locked. There's our first locked door. There's the utility closet. Honestly, this is a great time to use that, since I'm right next to security anyway. And we're on the edge of the building.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. We want to turn off the power in the gymnasium, turn on the power in the garage, turn off the keycard entry system. And that should be it.
And then the word puzzle.
The word puzzle. Tent and 10.
So that's a T.
This is a dead end, no matter what.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
However, I can check the shovel. I technically haven't been to the bathroom yet. The lavatory. That is a room I have not been to. And I'm not entirely attached to the shovel.
A red room with no downside? How
queer.
strange.
How queer.
No, not queer, just strange.
Alright. This is a chart and a cart. Actually, that's an H. I'm stupid. Is there anything of any import in here? Not that it appears.
I wouldn't say that's a downside. The furnace has a downside of making grad rooms more common, so...
That's true. The downside is that it's a dead end.
That doesn't count, because the furnace is also a dead end and still has a downside. Not sure why you're coming back to security. There's nothing more you can do here today.
Exactly. I'm just kind of running around. Furnace also gives you a key if connected to power. That is true.
And?
So it does have a purpose. Doesn't mean it's a good one, but it is a purpose.
But the furnace also has a downside.
Hey, that's my job.
No, fuck you. You're gonna be mean to me like this. Then
Excuse me?
I'm gonna be mean right back. You're being mean to my brain.
What? Furnace is useful for when pizza is served because it gives extra steps. I really just need whatever this is. The last one of those. Maybe she is. You've been trying to lead me to that. Other than just always taking new rooms, doesn't exactly help me figure out where it is.
So helpful.
All that tells me is that it's in a room I haven't been to. And I think Emily also said it's in one of my most commonly skipped rooms.
Let's
I've
be
already
real,
done
probably
that
the
one.
office.
Probably in the bunk room. Which is my most skipped room.
Oh! Oh! I didn't realize that move applied status through shield. Huh. Burning Bulwark bypasses the shield status barrier. Because it's an added effect, that's why.
Mount Holly,
Honestly, that's...
mid-sized villa. I could have traded my shovel.
It's an interesting Smeargle set. It probably has heal pulse. It has... Oh, it has... It has decorate. Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Alright. There's my allowance. I now start with 5 gold.
Actually, a really cool Smeargle set.
Shelter Root Cellar Schoolhouse. You need to go to figure out a certain puzzle to lead you to the area with the gas switch. Schoolhouse. We've already been to the schoolhouse before. However, the extra classrooms are probably a good thing for me to go through. The addition of 8 classrooms to the room pool is pretty solid. Reading Nook, library, hallway. Two rooms you need to go to figure out a certain puzzle to lead you to the area with the gas switch. I'm fairly certain it leads me outside on the east side.
There's Simple Beam. Nice.
Neither rooms I've drafted.
Burning bulwark.
Bedroom, den, library.
Oh, really? Really, Metagross?
There's the den.
Not cool.
There's a classroom. There's the first classroom. I've already been to this classroom. The only thing of note in here for me right now is that there's an apple. And I've already solved this puzzle in this room. You the hint to draft new rooms because you likely would have been able to discover the puzzle on your own. Just because you don't think a hint is helpful doesn't mean it's not helpful. That's valid.
I mean, how helpful a hint is determined by the person receiving the hint. Just because you do think it's helpful doesn't mean it actually is.
A Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. A modest account of our town by Sir Andrew Darrell. Who's checked this out before is also a good question. Interesting that Lord Evanson's name is written in blue. The third largest city in Fen Ares and site of its former capital, Reddington, is synonymous with mountains, mystery, and magic. Most tourists head straight from the boardwalk and don't get much further than the botanical gardens. However, Reddington has much more to offer. Spectacular scenery, a historic castle, and a charming underground bazaar reward visitors who wish to explore further. Reddington is that type of unique, enchanting place that lingers in your mind and memories long after you leave her. The Botanical Gardens. Reddington's most popular attraction and a guaranteed crowd pleaser, the Botanical Gardens, is loved by both locals and visitors for its Adrian canopy house and mausoleum, its petal-covered trails, and a mind-boggling variety of flowers. This is the reason springtime is Reddington's busiest season. Situated just east of town, the Botanical Gardens offer a scenic and captivating tableau of the natural countryside. A cobblestone trail meanders past over 1,000 species of tropical plants, each more remarkable in its own right, yet even more stunning set against the spectacular backdrop of the Reddington Mountains. Allow yourself at least an hour to indulge in this picturesque walk, which concludes at Mainway Station. Featherfall Keep. You will find sitting at the base of Mount Perma, Reddington's second highest summit, a historic site described by scholars as significantly important to the realm's past. Featherfall Keep, the former home of Lord William Epsom, has until recently always been a private residence, serving as a family home to the Epsoms since before the Third Era. After the death of Lord Epsom, his older son, Lionel Epsom, left the estate, never to return. However, the daughter stayed, maintaining the residence and its staff until her marriage in 1951. At that point, Featherfall Keep ceased to be a family residence. It began operating as a historic house, museum, and tourist attraction, and the estate was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1972. It is still believed by many that Featherfall was built by the first king of Orinda Ares when Reddington was still the capital. However, surface documents containing conflicting dates have recently cast some doubt on the long-standing myth. I am not feeding into any conflicts right now, honey. I love you and I know you are trying to help. And I appreciate the amount of help you are giving. It may sometimes be frustrating, but that's kind of the point of playing a puzzle game. You can't just expect all of the answers to be given to you. Sometimes you have to struggle through them yourself. That's why I wanted to do this game in the first place. Trinsdale Lake. Close your eyes and imagine tranquil, serene stillness. Rolling fogs, clear water, and gliding swans. In the midst of all that beauty sits Trinsdale Lake, one of Fen Erie's premier vacation destinations, exclusive for its more privileged citizens. The lakeside resort and cabins have been frequented by royalty and the realm's gentry for generations. However, on the southern shore of the lake, tourists are free to enjoy the views and rub elbows with the rich and famous in the 100 Bells Tea Room, which is open to the general public for lunch on Mondays and Fridays. To be noted, Emily, I did also offer that you be on call with me while I play this. I did extend that offer to you. Mount Holly. At an elevation of 11,220 feet, Mount Holly is the tallest mountain in the Reddington Range and the highest peak in the entire realm. Beyond the physical challenge itself, climbing Mount Holly Trail is a beautiful experience and one that many hikers and explorers will want to do at least once. It's only a few hours from Reddington to get to the trailhead, and you won't need any local guides or special gear if you tackle the trail during the summer season. However, those willing to give this mountain a significant amount of planning and research will be greatly rewarded, whether or not they actually summit. Yeah. I understand that, honey. I just want everybody to breathe for a sec. The fact of the matter is that I don't think either of you are appreciating each other and the help that you are both giving me to do this. Emily is very knowledgeable about this game. She has been watching a ton of content related to it, and she is very, very knowledgeable about some of the subject matter and the lore in the game. Celeste, I appreciate you being here with me as always. You are a very dear friend of mine. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I just don't want you two fighting. On the opposite side of the peak, far from the trail, rests the estate of Mount Holly, nestled between the summit's northern slope and saddle. This 80-acre mountain residence is almost as old as Reddington itself. However, unlike Featherfall Keep, the property has been completely private since the closing of the Mount Holly Schoolhouse in 1966. Still, hikers will be able to appreciate the house's unique architecture at a distance from one of the trail's many north-facing overlooks. Fighting, squabbling, conflicting, it doesn't really matter. The gist of it is that there is conflict that I am trying to resolve here in a way that is civil and reminds you both that I love you. It makes me sad to see my best friend and my wife squabbling. I am really about to just call it quits here for tonight, because I'm doing my best not to cry right now. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be calling it. There's a map of Reddington. I understand, but there is conflict here that I am trying my best to just step away from. Thank you everybody for coming into stream. I'm not sure what the plan is for tomorrow night, but we'll make that announcement tomorrow.